Hi. A film that I caught on television yesterday, which I enjoyed quite a bit, was The Battle of the River Plate from 1956. It's written and produced and directed by Michael Powell and Emeric Pressburger, who had a long-running filmmaking partnership called The Archers. And this was one of their final films. It's a true story of one of the first naval battles of World War II, where the German um, pocket battleship, the Graf Spee, took on two British destroyers in a convoy with a New Zealand ship, and the resulting battle that unfolded over the course of a single morning. But then, halfway through, the battle actually comes to an end, and the rest of the film is about the diplomatic and media circus that unfolds when one of the ships is forced to withdraw to the nearest harbour, the uh, Uruguayan capital of Montevideo, and the crisis that unfolds after that. So the battle goes from being a military battle to being one of men in rooms and the media in its most early fledgling incarnation of war correspondence. A lot of the Archer's previous films are very colourful, very energetic, um, very unlike anything that you'd seen at that time. Films like The Red Shoes or Tales of Hoffmann or A Matter of Life and Death have extraordinary energy and extraordinary life and colour. And Battle of the River Plate is much more serious and more down to earth. There is a colour and a life. Certainly, the characterization all the way through, with an enormous cast of characters of four ships plus all the people on land, is very rich and engaging, and every character feels like a real person, but it doesn't have that extra snap that you had with Powell and Pressburger's previous films. Um, Having watched it blind, I didn't know that the story was going to take a sudden, sharp turn halfway through, where the actual naval battle ends and the rest of it largely unfolds through dialogue and it's more land based, as it's based around the harbour in Montevideo, and then a whole bunch of other new characters come in. Um, so it was an interesting shock, but it was a sign of how warfare was changing, I think. And it was also fascinating to see such a change in style halfway through a film, but for it to feel organic because it is a continuing narrative flow. But just saying this is what happened to that ship next in this sequence of events, and then all these events follow together. It has a very fine cast across the board, an enormous cast. Bernard Lee, Anthony Quayle, um, Jack Willem, many other actors whom I recognised and struggle to put names to now. I noticed Christopher Lee has a small role. Roger Delgado, the original Master from Doctor Who, has a brief appearance. Um, Even Anthony Newley, who would go on to become a huge star, has a small uncredited role. John LeMessurier plays the ship's captain in an uncredited role, which I was surprised by because I think at this point he was something of a name. Um, and I would say that I enjoyed the film a great deal, but it just lacks that extra spark that would turn it from something interesting and engaging into something that really felt special.